Buenas tardes a todos. Gracias por conectarse. Buenas tardes a todos. Muchas gracias por conectarse. Hoy estamos en la clase número 11, si no estoy mal. Esta es una clase de inglés para el entorno laboral. Estas clases vamos a darlas todas las semanas, ¿no? Los miércoles. Y vamos a estar hablando de temas de cómo mejorar las habilidades de comunicación para profesionales, ¿ok? O para buscar un trabajo simplemente, porque vamos a estar hablando de un tema muy común aquí en los Estados Unidos. Es algo que me preguntan todo el tiempo y no creo que en Colombia haya algo como algo parecido. No estoy segura, me pueden decir. No he buscado trabajo en Colombia, entonces no sabría decirles, pero aquí en los Estados Unidos es casi en todos los trabajos nos van a pedir un cover letter, una carta de presentación en inglés. Y es para casi todos los trabajos, entonces no es para una rama específica, ¿no? Y ya les voy a decir por qué la piden, ¿no? Entonces, muchas gracias a todos los que se están conectando, bienvenidos, por favor compartan este video con cualquier persona que esté buscando trabajo o que quiera mejorar su inglés en el entorno laboral. Muchas gracias al Consulado de Colombia en Washington, D.C., gracias por abrir este espacio para poder darles esta clase a ustedes, compartir este conocimiento que yo sé que les va a ayudar demasiado. Es de verdad que mi deseo es poder ayudarles a ustedes con estas clases y pues muchas gracias. Entonces, vamos a comenzar. ¿Okay? Entonces, como les explicaba hoy, el tema es a cover letter, writing a cover letter, okay? Cover letter is a carta de presentación, okay? And do you know what's a cover letter? Well, a cover letter, it's a writing sample, okay? It's a way that your employer or your future employer will evaluate your written communication, okay? And it's a way to give more details about your experience. It talks about your accomplishments and interests. It's a formal letter, okay? This is sometimes, it's very easy to just try to maybe use one cover letter and send it to every job that you're applying, but that shouldn't be the way. We should really take the time to write a cover letter for each job that you're applying to, okay? And I can give you an example. For me, I actually have a cover letter that is it's long. It's more than one page, but it's because I have all the paragraphs from different jobs that I've had. And then when I look for a job, I look for the paragraphs that are related to that job. Okay, so I'm going to take a moment to say that in Spanish a little bit, very quickly. So, la carta de presentación debe ser específica o tiene que ser, o sea, tenemos que escribirla específicamente para el trabajo que estamos aplicando, okay? So we really have to spend time in developing the cover letter and making sure that it's written correctly, because this will be a writing sample. The employer will look at your cover letter and they will see how you write, how you communicate in writing, okay? So what are the parts of a cover letter, okay? So this is a formal letter, okay? So the parts of a cover letter will be the same as any formal letter that you can write, okay? So you would start with the header that includes the names, the addresses, and the dates. Your name, your address, the date, and then the name and address of the employer or the company that you're applying to, okay? All of the cover letters will include a greeting section, so a place where you state, you're polite and you're able to say why you're writing this letter, right? And then an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, a closing, like a conclusion, and at the end is going to have a signature. So as you can see, this is very similar to any essay you would write in a university. It has a very similar format, right? Like the introduction, 3 body paragraphs, a closing. The only additional things would be the header, greeting, and the signature. So let's look at each, and hopefully we'll have some time to practice a few of these, okay? So the header, okay? In the header, you want to add your full name, your address, today's date, add the employer's name and address. So here, I put my full name. I put, when you write your address, you want to make sure you have the full address with the zip code and everything. This is not my address, by the way. This is just an example. And this is an example of a school that I made up, okay? So you would put the title, the name of the school or the company, the full address with the zip code. So again, it's a formal letter, okay? Una carta, you have to write, it's a formal letter. That's all it is. Okay. Then we move on to the greeting, okay? So that's la parte del saludo, okay? So you want to start by touching base with the person, okay? So this is, in a way, kind of like making it more personal. And I think throughout all my lessons, I've been telling you that whenever you write an email, whenever you write, a message or a cover letter in this example, you always want to start by touching base with the person to make sure that you build that connection with the person. You also want to make sure you're polite, okay? That you're kind, that it's a professional writing, that you use professional writing in these letters. So after you write everything, you want to make sure somebody else reads the letter for you to make sure you don't have any mistakes, or if they give you ideas, right? Then you should name the role that you are applying to whenever you are writing a cover letter, okay? This might be, like why, if I'm already applying for this job, right? But to be honest with you, I've been in a hiring committee before, and sometimes we would get many resumes, we would get a lot of cover letters, and sometimes, people get busy at work and they don't have time to read through absolutely everything, or maybe they read through everything, but then when you have the interviews, you have all these cover letters. Maybe you're in a hiring committee for different job positions. So you want to make it easier for the person that is in the hiring committee, okay? This dear hiring committee is when you don't know who you're writing the letter to, okay? Or you can also say to whom it may concern. That's another way that you can write the greeting without, if you don't know the name of the person. Of course, if you know the name of the person that you're applying to, you should add dear Mr. Lopez, or dear Mrs. Lopez, or whatever, whoever you're writing the letter to, okay? Now, here is the greeting. It is with great excitement that I express interest in a full-time position as an English instructor at Ecology Public School. Okay, that's a name that I made up. Okay, so here you want to show that you're excited about applying to this job, right? And in your writing, you're going to show that you're excited, that you're actually spending the time to go on the company's website, you're reading their mission, you're reading the job description, you're really interested in working for this company, okay? So it's not only writing, it is great it is with great excitement that I express interest, but it's also, you're going to show it in your writing as we write, okay? And then you want to add the position that you are applying to, okay? So are you applying as a full-timer, as a part-timer, and what position, right? Okay, so you want to add all of that. And this will help you obviously keep track of your cover letters, okay? So pueden tener varias cartas de presentación y asegurarse de que la manden al lugar correcto, okay? Como si están aplicando a esta escuela o a este trabajo, compañía, you want to make sure you send it to that school. So this helps you keep on track, to be on track, okay? Here's another example, okay? Let's say, Dear Mr. Sams, this is if you know the name or the last name, okay? In my pursuit in a career in the field of, and you can maybe, it could be the healthcare, field of healthcare, field of engineering, whatever your field is, I was excited to find the position with your company, okay? So this is another example of how to start a cover letter, okay? And again, this could be, you can change it and adapt it to your needs, okay? So you can definitely use these. I'm giving you permission to use these, okay? So here, we move on to the introduction, okay? So the introduction would be the first paragraph, okay? And when you're writing the introduction, you want to ask yourself, how does your experience make you the perfect candidate? You are applying to this job because you know in your heart, in your mind, that you are the perfect candidate, okay? And through your writing, you will convince the employer that that's who you are. You're the perfect candidate for this position, okay? So it's a way to highlight your experience. It's a way for you to show off, okay, what you do, what you have done, what experience you have had. Now, experience no significa solamente experiencia laboral, puede ser algún voluntariado, alguna experiencia personal relacionada a lo que estás aplicando, right? So, but you just want to make sure you convince, you're writing in a persuasive way to make sure that you get hired, right? You want that job. Okay, and then you can also think about this. How will you support your employer's mission statement? Okay, so in the introduction, you want to mirror or like do a reflection of the mission statement. So you should have the mission statement of the company next to you and make sure that you incorporate that in your essay, in your cover letter. Okay, that is super important. Why? Because when you're applying to a job, right? And again, voy a decir esta parte en español, uno está aplicando a diferentes trabajos y, perdón, si uno está haciendo entrevistas para diferentes trabajos y le llegan un mundo de cartas de presentación y de resumes, uno se da cuenta cuando la persona simplemente copió algo del internet o está usando la misma de la última de diferentes compañías porque es muy general, es como muy generic. Pero, perdón, si ustedes se toman el tiempo de mirar la misión de la compañía, de la escuela, del lugar donde quieren trabajar y lo incorporan en su escritura, entonces van a sobresalir, ¿cierto? Va a decir, oh, this is perfect, like this is a perfect candidate, like he or she took the time to look at the mission statement and they're adding it to their cover letter. Does this take time? Yes, it takes time. Writing a cover letter is not, it's easy when you get practice, but it takes time no matter what, okay? So this is not about applying to many, many jobs. No, this is you find the job that you want and you take the time to write this cover letter, okay? So here is a template that you can use. Again, I'm gonna add this presentation to at the end of the, I'm gonna add it to my page, Maranatha Education Center. So you can go back there and you can have access to this presentation. And this class is going to be recorded too if you want to come back and review it, okay? So again, I'm giving you permission to use this, and you can, adapt it, obviously. So my previous experience in the field of, and you can add whatever it is that you do or the field, would be extremely valuable to provide, and then you write something related to the mission statement, okay? Working at your company, at your organization, would be an exciting and highly valuable experience in my career, because I would be able to implement many of the skills I developed throughout my professional experience and education, such as, and then you write the summary of skills related to the job, ¿ok? Hay que mirar la descripción del trabajo y así mismo vamos a añadirle esta parte. ¿Qué habilidades tienes, pero que sean relacionadas con el trabajo que estás, buscando o en el que estás aplicando, ¿ok? In addition, my personal experience as in my early schooling years gives me a unique perspective that allows me to. So here I added my personal experience. Why? Because, for instance, for me, right, I came to the United States as a 12-year-old, and I had to learn English. I had to learn, I went to a public school in New York City, and I had to learn, a new language. And that actually what motivated me to become a teacher in the first place. So in that sense, I'm going to add my personal experience because it's related to the job that I'm applying to. And how do I relate that? Well, I add the task, okay? Look at the job description and connect it to that. So I'm going to show you that example in a minute. And here's one example. This is actually from one of our students, okay? And I'm not giving their name or anything, just for privacy. But here it is, okay? So it is with great excitement that I express interest in a full-time position as an executive assistant at ABC company. Okay, so that's what she wants to do. She wants to become an executive assistant. So you actually add the job title to the introduction. My previous experience in the field of customer service would be extremely valuable to provide excellent service to families with their finances. So I actually went online and, we looked at a job posting, and we went to the company's website, look at the mission statement, and actually use that in your writing. Okay, that's a really good tip that I can give you to personalize your cover letter. Working at ABC company or organization would be an exciting and highly valuable experience in my career, because I would be able to implement many of the skills I developed throughout my professional experience and education. So here, when you're applying to a job, you want to show how your experience, how you are going to be an asset to them. Okay, you're selling your skills to them so you can be hired. I've seen maybe some cover letters where it's more about me, right? Like, oh, I want to work at this organization because it will benefit me. Like, no, in the cover letter, you want to write about how you are going to be a benefit to them, an asset to them. Okay, so here again, so she wrote, in my experience in education, such as managing teams, leadership, and face-to-face interactions with customers. This is summary of experience related to the job. ¿De dónde sacamos estas palabras? Directamente de la descripción del trabajo. Okay, so that's exactly where you get it from. And in addition, my experience as a bank teller gives me a unique experience that allows me to, so she's adding another level of experience, right? to identify areas of improvement and determine solutions with results. This is directly from the job description, okay? This is how you show the employer, right? Or the hiring committee that you're the perfect candidate, because you're actually taking the time to pinpoint what you want to do in that job, when you go into that job, okay? Okay, so here's another example, okay? My previous experience in the field of education would be extremely valuable to provide excellent support to families and communities you serve. That's from the mission statement. Working at your school would be an exciting and highly valuable experience in my career because I will be able to implement many of the skills I developed throughout my professional experience in education, such as teaching ESL classes to adults in New York City and Washington, D.C., creating and facilitating workshops, and completing my graduate student studies in curriculum and instruction. This is a summary of skills that is directly related to the job description, okay? What if maybe I have experience as I don't know, muchas personas cambian de carrera. Entonces tengo experiencia de dentista también, por ejemplo. No lo voy a poner aquí, ¿por qué? Porque no está relacionado con el trabajo que estoy aplicando en ese momento, okay? So it has to be related to the job description, okay? In addition, my personal experience as an English language learner in my early schooling years gives me a unique perspective that allows me to create culturally relevant curriculum. So this is, again, from the job description, from the mission statement, and I added it here. And develop positive relationships with students and parents of diverse backgrounds, learning styles, and language abilities. This is also from the job description. Entonces, aquí les puedo mostrar o sea, estas palabras uno las puede usar, ¿no? Es cuestión de adaptar esto según el mission statement y según el job description del trabajo que quieran aplicar, ¿ok? So it's I'm trying to make it easy for you. Okay, and then parts of the cover letter, these are the body paragraphs, okay? So when you're writing the body paragraphs, you want to ask yourself, number one, what professional experience has prepared you for this position? What educational experience has prepared you for this position? So professional or educational experience, okay? Again, it has to be specific to the job that you're applying to. And it's going to take time, but it's definitely doable, okay? So how do you write the body paragraphs? You can divide it by job position. So maybe you can write, when I was a bank teller, and then when I was I don't know, this other position. And another way would be to write it by skills. One paragraph about managing teams, one paragraph about leadership, one paragraph about organizing events, so that's two different ways that are super, doable or useful to be added to your cover letter. In a note, quantify results whenever possible. You want to tell the employer, what difference did you make at this organization or job that you had in the past or that you currently have? So if you are very good at managing teams and you used to manage teams, what happened as a result of you being there? Did the team get closer together? Did you guys increase sales? What did you do? Or how is your how is your work valuable to this company? And why is that important? Because when you this is what's going to make the difference. This is what's going to be like, oh, when they read your cover letter, they're going to be like, oh, I love this candidate. This is exactly who we need. Okay. So this is a template, okay? So during my years of working as a leader at ABC company, so this could change, leader could be anything. And then you add the job duty number 1 related to the job description. I'm going to show you an example. And then you add job duty number 2 related to the job description. In order to accomplish this, I would description of how you accomplish this, okay? Like what steps did you take to be able to do A, B, and C? On a weekly basis, on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, that's quantifying your results. As a result, and then you describe the results of your work. How did the company change? How did the company improve because of what you did at that job? Okay. Perfect. So here's an example number 1. So during my years, so again, this is a real example from one of our students. And before I read it, I want to highlight that, well, I highlighted the verbs, the action verbs that describe what this student did at her job. Okay, so let's look at this. During my years of working as a leader at ABC Bank, okay, I organized and checked, this is wrong, and checked weekly schedules and appointments for staff members at the office using Google Calendars, okay? Why? ¿Por qué ella le añadió eso? Why? Because we went to the job description, and one of the things that they're looking for is for someone to manage schedules using Google Calendars. So you see the job description, you see what they want, and then you think of an experience that maybe you already did that, or you did something similar to that, and then you add it to your cover letter. So when the person reads the cover letter, they can say, this is exactly who I'm looking for, right? Okay, and then here, I also reviewed the fulfillment of weekly appointments and commitments. Again, this is from the job description. And then in order to accomplish this, I used to check the calendar and compare it to my checklist on a daily basis. Okay, so these are the steps she took to accomplish this. Okay, then I would discuss the results for each task during our weekly meetings. As a result, I had collected enough data to present to my supervisor at the end of the month to show her that we were reaching our weekly goals. So this is a description of the results. It shows that she can follow through. It shows that, you know, she was constant about what she did by having weekly meetings or daily meetings, I forget. It shows that she was using data to make decisions about her job. And, you know, employers love this stuff. And so, you know, you can definitely use that. Let me see here. So here, here's another example of a body paragraph. Working as a supervisor taught me how to handle information collected from reports they gave to me, make reports and present them to the office manager for the knowledge of progress in commercial goals and steps to follow to achieve the desired results. So this is, again, a job, you know, being part of this job taught her different skills that are related to the new job that she's applying. It says, this experience helped me to develop certain cognitive skills, such as working memory, reasoning, flexibility, decision-making at unexpected times, and time estimation over time. And again, this could be directly from the cover letter. So from the job description, I'm sorry. I want to take some time to help you guys with this part. This is probably the hardest part, the body paragraphs, okay? So I'm going to use the comment section. So comment, okay? Now think of a job, maybe your current job. We can do that, okay? Your current job, or maybe a previous job that you had. And I want you to write in the comments, okay? During my years of working as a, and then you put your job title, the name of the company. You can write ABC company. You don't have to write the real company. And then tell me something that you do now at this job, okay? What do you do as a engineer at this company? What do you do as, whatever it is that you do, tell me something that you do. And then and then you describe the second duty, okay? What do you do? Okay, it could be, let's work with one job duty, not two. Let's just do one, okay? And then, in order to accomplish this, okay, so vamos a hacer un ejemplo, un ejercicio, lo pueden escribir en el chat. Vamos a escribir del trabajo que tienen ahora mismo o un trabajo en el pasado y van a poner during my years of working as a, entonces durante los años trabajando como el trabajo que tienen, ¿cierto? En esta compañía, y vamos a ponerle un ejemplo, so a job duty, y ponen lo que hacen, and then in order to accomplish this, okay, esta es la parte más importante, in order to accomplish this, okay, ¿cuál es el proceso que hacía semanalmente, diariamente para poder hacer este trabajo o esta responsabilidad del trabajo? Entonces, si tu trabajo es manejar eventos, ¿qué haces tú para poder que estén de forma que todo fluya en el trabajo? Tienes reuniones semanalmente, ¿qué haces exactamente? So aquí vas a decir a little description of how you accomplish this on a weekly basis or a daily basis. Y al final le vamos a poner as a result, ¿ok? Espero que estén escribiendo as a result. Vamos a poner ¿y cuál es el resultado después de que estás haciendo todos estos procesos en tu trabajo? Puede ser de que ha mejorado las comunicaciones en tu trabajo, o de pronto tienen más clientes, o de pronto trajiste una nueva idea a tu compañía. Entonces, vamos a ver, pongámoslo en el chat un momentito. Voy a ver si consigo un ejemplo y aquí voy a darles feedback. Okay, so let's see if we have one example here. I know you guys are watching there, so write one example. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help one student to write it really well, okay? So let's take a time to write an example here. Okay, let's see. I'm waiting for an example here from the chat, okay? Again, nosotros en Maranatha Education Center, esto es uno de los servicios que damos, ayudamos a escribir cover letters. Entonces, aquí voy a escoger un ejemplo del chat para poder darles un poquito de feedback, ¿ok? Entonces, vamos a escribir el título de tu trabajo, qué haces en tu trabajo, cómo logras hacer esto en tu trabajo y cuál es el resultado de tu trabajo, qué ha pasado en tu compañía, qué ha pasado en tu oficina, que es bueno, ¿cierto? So let's see. Okay. All right, so I'm going to come back to this. Voy a volver en un minuto, and let's continue, okay? And then at the end, maybe we can continue with that. Okay. So here are some other examples. You can read them later on. This is actually my examples. I broke down this cover letter by skills. By skills: teaching, managing classes, managing events. Okay. And here we're going to talk about the conclusion. So in the conclusion, you want to thank the employer for their time and consideration. You also want to add your contact information, okay? Even though it's in your resume, even though they probably have your email, again, you want to make it easier for the hiring committee to just have your information everywhere, in every document, okay? So here's an example of a conclusion, okay? So other qualifications I possess include a high work ethic, great organizational and administrative skills, and a profound dedication to, y vuelvo y caigo con el mission statement, to student progress. The enclosed resume should further serve to highlight the skills and qualifications I can offer. I look forward to hearing from you in the near future, ¿ok? Entonces, invitando, ¿cierto? Dándole espacio de reunirse en un futuro, ¿cierto? I can be reached by phone at, y ponen su número de teléfono, or by email at, okay? Thank you for your time and consideration, okay? So this is one way that you can end your cover letter, okay? And then at the end, you have a signature, okay? You write, I recommend that you print the cover letter, you sign it, and then you scan it and send it like a formal letter, okay? Or you can actually sign it with, now Google Docs has an option where you can actually sign it here. So you write your signature, okay? Because it's a formal letter, okay? So that would be the signature, okay? And that's it for the cover letter, okay? Let me check the chat to see if I have any examples, okay? Oh, here it is, okay. Let's see, Celeste? Cest. I'm sorry, no, I think that's just a name. So yes, we're going to have this presentation available. If you go to my page, which is Maranatha Education Center, I'm going to share this class, and I'm going to add the presentation to that. Okay, so you can have all of these and you can use it. And if you're interested in if you want me to check it, or one of our teachers to check it, you can let me know. We actually have a new class starting very soon, next week actually, with all these topics, so you can be part of that class too. Okay, let's see here. Diego Fernando, thank you. So we're gonna choose Diego Fernando. Let's check here, and I'm gonna take that off. So here. So Diego Fernando says, during my years of working as a customer service representative at Route App, comma, I found the perfect tracking let's see here, tracking system between the carrier and report companies. And here I would say, I found the perfect tracking system between the carrier, comma, report companies, and the customer. Okay, so Diego Fernando, remove that second and, okay? Companies and the customer to realize where the package they order is in life. So to give, I found a perfect tracking system between the carrier, report companies, and the customers to let's see here. To keep the customer updated on where the package was at all times. So maybe you can add that, okay? By getting live updates. Beautiful. Okay, so I just changed the language a little bit to make it more concrete, but I think this is a perfect example, Diego Fernando, because you are saying, the job title that you had, you're also talking about how, you came up with something, you came up with a solution to a problem, which is, it's amazing. Like, that's exactly what companies want. And this is the result, right? People were able to see live app updates on their package or whatever they were, getting delivered. So in order to accomplish this, my relationship with my direct was incredible. Okay, so here, in order to accomplish this, so here you want to describe how you were able to accomplish this. Okay, so how were you able to find this perfect tracking system? In order to accomplish this, maybe I took the initiative, la iniciativa, to, voy a quitar esto un momentito para que me dé espacio. Took the initiative to research different apps, I don't know, or services. Esto me lo estoy inventando, Diego Fernando. Entonces, aquí tú tienes que poner lo que tú hiciste para poder llegar a este punto de lograr esto, ¿cierto? And then, as a result, okay, my relationship, y esto lo estoy copiando directamente de Diego Fernando, my relationship with my direct supervisor was incredible. Of course it was. I can imagine, because you found a solution to the problem, right? So I'm pretty sure they loved you for that. And then what does it say here? Based on the company's main goals, we can figure out what was the best carrier for. Okay, so you added, was incredible. I'm gonna make a little change here. So as a result, my relationship with my direct supervisor was incredible because we improved our services. And then you added something, I imagine, from the mission statement, right? Which is services to find the best solutions for our customers. Okay, so here's one example that I took from Diego Fernando. Thank you, Diego Fernando, for sharing these. Okay, so again, he has the job title that he had. He added what he did, right? And then he spoke about how he did that, okay? And as a result, what happened? I would also say, Diego Fernando, that you can add as a result, you can say, in addition, maybe our reviews went up from customers, our reviews from customers improved. Maybe you can say that. Okay, so this is, again, you are highlighting, you're showing off, okay, como están chicaneando qué hicieron ustedes en ese trabajo y por qué, o sea, qué tienen ustedes de especial para que los contraten en ese nuevo trabajo. Okay, so that's how you do that. Okay, so very good job, Diego Fernando. And again, if you guys, are interested in showing, that I can check other ones, just let me know. This is my WhatsApp number. You can go to my website or go to the Facebook page, okay? So I wanted to end this with this quote from Martin Luther King, okay? Whatever your life's work is, do it well, okay? Why? Because you guys, as you can see in your cover letter, however you shined in that job that you have, or maybe the job that you have right now, you can add that to your cover letter for your future dream job. Okay, why? Because companies are interested in finding people that are committed to the mission statement of the company. Companies are they want people who can show results, people who even though maybe the job wasn't the best, or wasn't your dream job, but you took the time to actually do a good job, take the extra step, take initiative to do something that helped the company, then they're going to love you. They're going to want to interview you. And of course, the interview is the next step. But this cover letter is definitely a really important step for you to get a job here in the United States. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you again, Colombianos Une, for this opportunity to be able to give this class. I love teaching these topics, and I hope this is helpful to you guys in the future. Okay, so any questions, you can put them in the chat, and I'll answer them later on. All right. Well, thank you so much, and have a good rest of your night. Okay. Bye.